Have you ever stood up, taken a few steps, and felt like your legs were dragging sandbags you never agreed to carry? That heavy pull in your calves, the icy chill that sneaks into your feet at night, or that prickly pins and needles buzz after sitting too long. It's not just old age. It's your body whispering to you, tapping on the shoulder before things get louder. A signal that the very river of life, your blood, isn't flowing the way it was meant to. And if you brush it off, if you silence it, those whispers can grow into a roar you can't ignore. Time changes things, doesn't it? What once stretched and flexed with ease starts to stiffen. Arteries that once opened wide like fresh streams begin to close in on themselves, little by little, until even washing the dishes feels like work. And too many people just say, well, I guess that's what getting older looks like. But what if that isn't the whole story? What if your body isn't begging for another pill bottle or a trip under the knife? What if it's craving something far simpler? Something that already exists, hanging from trees, waiting in bowls, sitting right there on your kitchen table. Fruit. Plain to the eye, but inside extraordinary. Some of these little treasures, ones you probably pass by at the market every week, carry within them the strength to clear your bloodstream, soften hardened vessels, and bring energy back to legs that feel like anchors. They don't fight against your body, they join forces with it. No prescription slip. No fine print side effects. Just nature doing what it was always meant to do. So here's the path we're walking today. 7 fruits that can breathe new life into your circulation, especially in those legs and feet that take you everywhere. And keep listening, because the 7th fruit, that one is the heavyweight champion. It tackles inflammation head-on, drops the bad cholesterol, and puts the bounce back in your step. For anyone past 60, it can feel like rewinding the clock. But before diving in, let me ask you something. Have you felt it yet? That heaviness, that ache, that dragging fatigue in your legs? Don't bury it. Don't shrug it off. Call it what it is. Because acknowledging the struggle is the first step to breaking free from it. All right, let's start at the beginning with a fruit that doesn't show off. It's small, green, almost shy, but when it comes to circulation, it's a quiet powerhouse. Picture this, a palm-sized fruit dressed in fuzzy brown skin, hiding a vivid green center that practically glows. Kiwi, humble on the outside, but inside, it's got everything your blood vessels have been waiting for. One of the great battles of aging is that the blood thickens, the arteries stiffen, and what once rushed like a river slows to a reluctant trickle. That's when legs grow heavy, toes grow cold, and crossing the room feels like climbing a hill. But kiwi carries a natural gift, a gentle thinning effect that keeps your blood moving smoothly, without messing with the rhythm your body was designed to keep. Add in vitamin K, keeping those vessels elastic, ready to stretch with each heartbeat. Toss in vitamin C, not just an immune booster, but a builder of strong vessel walls, so every drop of blood makes it to where it belongs. In fact, research has shown that eating kiwi daily can lower blood pressure and bring circulation back to life. Imagine stepping out of bed tomorrow and feeling the difference. You can slice it over oatmeal, stir it into yogurt, or scoop it out by the spoonful. Some even munch the skin for extra fiber, though the heart of the fruit is where the real power sits. Affordable, simple, powerful. It deserves a permanent spot in your basket. And just when you think fruit can't surprise you anymore, along comes a berry that practically glows with red. Strawberries. Beloved, familiar, the taste of childhood summers. But hidden in that sweetness is a quiet antidote for stiff, inflamed arteries that refuse to bend the way they should. With every passing year, vessels lose their softness, the heart strains harder, and blood struggles to reach the toes. Cold feet, sudden cramps, that stubborn tingling, strawberries were created for moments like this. They're packed with polyphenol, compounds that coax vessels open and hush inflammation. They're loaded with vitamin C, repairing artery walls like a master craftsman restoring an old building. Science backs it up too. People who eat strawberries regularly carry less of that inflammatory marker, C-reactive protein. Lower numbers mean calmer vessels, smoother flow, and lighter legs. And you don't have to wait for June. Fresh, frozen, tossed in a blender, or scattered on a salad, strawberries work year-round. Now let's move to something deeper, a fruit that mixes comfort with healing in every bite. Cherries. Sweet, tart, rich, a burst of dark color. For anyone weighed down by swelling, heavy legs, or twisted veins that rise beneath the skin, cherries carry hope. Their deep pigments, anthocyanins, fight oxidative stress, shielding the collagen that keeps your blood vessels strong. They quiet inflammation and keep your circulation steady. And here's a bonus, they're loaded with melatonin. Not just a sleep aid, but a gentle hand on your blood pressure, calming your vessels. Studies have shown cherries, even cherry juice, can reduce inflammation and muscle soreness. That means fewer aches, smoother steps, stronger legs. You can enjoy them fresh in summer, frozen in winter, or even as juice. Just keep it pure, without added sugar stealing away the benefits. Cherries aren't just dessert, they're medicine dressed in sweetness. And now, let's head somewhere tropical. A fruit glowing orange, soft and refreshing, with healing hidden inside. Papaya. Light, sweet, and filled with more than meets the eye. Inside is papain, an enzyme that acts like a gentle cleanser, breaking down the fats and proteins that cling to arteries and clog the flow of blood. It's like sending a quiet scrub brush through your veins, making space for fresh circulation. Add magnesium, which relaxes vessels and helps deliver oxygen where it's needed, easing the cramps that steal your comfort. And once again, vitamin C joins the team, lowering inflammation, strengthening vessel walls. Clinical studies have shown papaya reduces triglycerides, the fatty buildup that burdens arteries. Less plaque, more flow, lighter steps. You can slice it fresh, blend it into smoothies, sprinkle it with lime, or even chili, however you enjoy it. Papaya is both delicious and restorative. And now, don't overlook the tiniest one of all. Small enough to slip through your fingers, yet mighty enough to shift your health. Blueberries, tiny bursts of midnight sky, loaded with more power than their size should allow. Inside them lives a flood of anthocyanins, pigments that repair the tiny vessels carrying oxygen to every corner of your legs. They soften stiffness, rebuild elasticity, and shield your arteries from the stress that tries to wear them down. Even Harvard put it in black and white. Those who welcomed blueberries into their daily lives saw their blood pressure ease and their arteries loosen, as if given a second youth. That's not just heart health. That's warmth rushing all the way to your toes, strength returning to your stride, spring sliding back into your steps. And here's the beauty of it, they're effortless. Pour them over your morning cereal, blend them into a smoothie, or eat them straight from the bag by the handful. Fresh or frozen, their magic doesn't fade. Now let's open the jewel box of fruit, where every seed glimmers like a ruby. The pomegranate. Bold, tangy, overflowing with life. Inside, it hides punicalagin and natural nitrates, rare treasures that scrub away plaque and tell your arteries to relax, to open, to let blood flow free again. Drink a glass of its juice, and nitric oxide rises, vessels expand, and the current of life surges stronger. Studies confirm it. Just weeks of pomegranate can turn rigid vessels into supple channels of life. Sip it slowly as juice. Sprinkle the seeds over your salad, or let them burst against your teeth like tiny jewels. If your legs feel weighed down or your steps have grown weary, pomegranate offers freedom in every drop. And then there's the orange. Bright, familiar, sitting quietly on your counter, as if it had nothing special to offer. But don't let its simplicity fool you. Inside, the orange carries a secret strength, one of the greatest allies you'll ever have for circulation, especially when your calves stiffen or your nights are broken by cramps and numbness. With age, those highways of blood narrow, scarred by cholesterol, inflamed by time. They lose their bounce, their ability to stretch and contract. But hidden in the orange's pulp is hesperidin, a compound placed there with purpose. Hesperidin cools inflammation, softens stiff vessels, and strengthens the delicate capillaries that carry life all the way down to your toes. Side by side with it stands vitamin C, not just the immune warrior we all know, but a scrubber of arteries, a protector that lowers the bad cholesterol and clears the way for blood to flow unhindered. Science backs it. People who embraced oranges or their juice saw arteries relax, inflammation ease, and circulation return like water rushing back to a dry riverbed. Just imagine, it could be as simple as peeling an orange tomorrow morning to keep your legs steady and your steps light into the evening. And if you've crossed 60, this isn't just a nice idea. It's a gift too good to ignore. So here we stand, looking back at the bigger picture. 7 fruits, each one a quiet messenger of healing. None of them magic, none of them promising overnight miracles. But together, day by day, they strengthen your arteries, lighten your legs, and pour energy back into your stride. Sometimes healing doesn't hide inside a pill bottle. Sometimes it glows in the deep blue of a blueberry, the sweetness of a strawberry, the brightness of an orange. If your legs have been weighed down by fatigue, by cold feet, by sluggish circulation, take this as your reminder. Hope is never gone. Your body can still respond. It can rebuild. It can thrive again. Why not begin tomorrow with a bowl of fruit that speaks life into your arteries? Why not embrace what was already placed in reach? Because here's the truth, weak legs aren't just about muscle loss. They're signals, warnings from deeper inside. When vessels narrow, when circulation slows, when nerves go quiet and muscles lose their spring, your feet are at risk. And that risk, left unchecked, can steal away your freedom. Peripheral artery disease. PAD. It sounds clinical, but it's real. Picture your arteries as highways meant to carry oxygen-rich blood to every corner of your body. With PAD, those highways choke down, narrowing until blood only trickles through. Muscles beg for oxygen, and what you feel is cramping, burning, or feet that grow pale and cold. A blister that should heal in days lingers for weeks. An infection sets in, and if it's ignored, tissue begins to die. That's how limbs are lost, not overnight, but through silence and neglect. And then there are the nerves. Peripheral neuropathy doesn't always shout. It creeps in. High sugar levels, vitamin shortages, even too much alcohol. It strips away the body's defenses. Nerves stop warning you about heat, sharp edges, or pressure. You could step on something dangerous and not even know it. By the time pain arrives, the damage is already deep. Don't forget the muscles either. Your calf isn't just for walking. It's a pump, pushing blood back toward your heart. But when muscles weaken through inactivity, illness, or age, that pump slows. Blood pools in the legs. Swelling rises. Skin thins. Ulcers open. These aren't just words, they're real stories. A man who thought his tired steps were nothing but age, until he found out his circulation had been fading for months. A woman who ignored a tiny red spot on her heel, only to watch it spread into a wound that nearly stole her mobility. The whispers were there, cold feet, slow steps, unexplained weakness. But they were brushed aside, and still hope stands. Because every root cause has a counter. Diabetes can be tamed. Nutrition can be restored. Habits can change. Feet can be cared for every single day. Small steps, walking a little, wearing shoes that protect, choosing foods that heal, can shift the outcome. Weakness doesn't have to mean decline. When you listen early, when you honor the whispers, you can stop the storm before it breaks. Your legs weren't designed to grow weaker with every year. They were built to carry you strong, steady, and unshaken, all the way to the finish line of your life. The first signs of trouble almost never march in with sirens or flashing lights. They slip in quietly, tucked inside little aches and odd twinges we often dismiss as nothing. And that's the danger. Problems in the feet and legs don't begin with drama. They begin with whispers. Yet if you're willing to listen, those whispers can save you from storms later on. Maybe you felt it already. That strange weakness in your legs that doesn't feel like normal tiredness. You used to walk around the block with ease, but now your knees wobble halfway through. Or maybe the stairs make you grab the railing, not because you're winded, but because your legs feel shaky beneath you. That's not just fading muscle. Sometimes that's circulation struggling. Sometimes that's your nerves crying out for help. Temperature shifts can be another clue. One foot colder than the other, even tucked under a blanket? That's not a coincidence. That's uneven blood flow. And pay attention to the color too. Toes that go pale, bluish, or darken in patches are signs oxygen isn't reaching its destination. When the skin thins, turns shiny, or worst of all, black, that's not just a warning. That's an emergency. And wounds? They're supposed to heal. A blister from new shoes, a scrape on the coffee table. Those should close up in a matter of days. But if they linger, swell, redden, or leak for weeks, that's a repair system breaking down. Infections thrive in wounds that won't heal, and when they take root, they spread fast. Then there's sensation, or the lack of it. If you can't feel the temperature of bath water or don't notice stepping on something sharp, nerve damage may already be at work. And without pain to alert you, you'll keep walking on an injured foot until the damage cuts deep. I once met a man, a retired firefighter, who brushed off the coldness in his foot as nothing but an old injury. Months later, his wife noticed a sore on his toe he couldn't even feel. By the time he sought help, it was badly infected, and tests showed severe artery disease. He escaped amputation by just weeks. His story reminds me little signs matter. Even swelling that doesn't fade overnight is a red flag. Fluid pooling in the legs stretches the skin thin, weakens it, and opens the door to sores and infections. Weakness, coldness, color changes, wounds that linger, numbness, unexplained swelling. These are whispers from your body saying, pay attention. Catch them early, and you can stop damage before it steals your freedom. But recognizing the warnings is only the first step. What you do next, that's where the hope begins. Protecting your legs and feet doesn't require perfection. You don't have to flip your whole life upside down overnight. It's about small, daily choices that add up to powerful protection. Start with movement. Blood flow thrives on it. You don't need to run marathons. Even 20 minutes of walking at your own pace is medicine. Can't walk far? Circle your ankles in a chair, lift your legs gently, massage your feet, or prop them up to let blood return to the heart. Stillness is the enemy. Even small movements spark circulation. Fuel your body with what it needs. Salmon, walnuts, and other omega-3 rich foods strengthen vessels. Leafy greens like spinach and kale deliver vitamin K and antioxidants. Citrus and berries supply vitamin C to speed healing. If you're low on vitamin D or B12, listen to your doctor and restore them. They're lifelines for muscles and nerves. And zinc, found in beans and pumpkin seeds, quietly repairs tissue behind the scenes. Breaking habits matters too. If you smoke, quitting is the single most powerful gift you can give your circulation. Every puff squeezes your vessels tighter, choking off blood supply. Too much alcohol strips your body of nutrients and batters your nerves. Swap some of it for water, and your body will thank you. Daily care is your first line of defense. Wash your feet in warm water, dry them thoroughly, and keep the skin moisturized so cracks don't form. Wear shoes that fit, not too tight, not too loose. And check your feet every day, even with a mirror if you need to. A tiny sore left unseen can turn into a long, painful battle. I remember Linda, a gardener in her late 60s. She ignored a blister from her shoes for a week. By the time she noticed, it was infected. That scare changed her. She began checking her feet every morning, bought better shoes, and added short daily walks. 6 months later, her circulation had improved, and she hadn't had a single sore since. She told me, I just made it part of my morning coffee. Before I finish my cup, I check my feet. Prevention isn't about being flawless. It's about paying attention, starting small, and staying steady. Each walk, each healthy meal, each simple check is an investment in freedom. Freedom to move, to live, to stay independent. And that brings me to the heart of it all. Getting older doesn't mean surrendering your strength. Those subtle changes, slower walks, wounds that won't heal, cold toes, aren't just old age. They're messages, reminders that your body still wants care. Take them seriously, and you can walk stronger, live freer, and hold on to the independence that means so much. Every step counts. Every choice matters. Don't wait for the storm. Hear the whisper and act on it now. And here's the thing. While we're focused on the legs, there's a deeper threat we can't ignore. Arteries that stiffen, blockages that sneak in, they don't only starve your feet of blood. They also raise the risk of strokes and memory decline. The chill in your fingers, the tingling in your hands, the steady creep of high blood pressure. Sometimes they're early cries for help. But here's the good news. The same choices that protect your legs also protect your brain. With the right foods, the right habits, the right awareness, you can keep blood flowing strong not just to your feet, but to your very mind. And in the next part, we'll explore 7 everyday foods and 1 simple morning drink that can sweep your arteries clean and sharpen your memory. Some of them might already be sitting in your kitchen right now. The ocean has its treasures, and few shine brighter than salmon. This isn't just food, it's fuel of the highest grade, packed with omega-3s. Salmon works inside you like an army on your side. These fats don't sit around, they fight, lowering triglycerides, cooling inflammation, stopping platelets from clumping into dangerous little bombs. Think of your brain like a finely tuned engine. Without oil, the gears grind and slow. With omega-3s, everything hums, thoughts flow, movements stay smooth. And here's the beauty. When you give your body these healthy fats, arteries stay supple, memory stays sharp, and the risk of stroke shrinks. Wild-caught, cold-water salmon is the gold standard, low in mercury, bursting with life-giving goodness. Bake it, steam it, grill it. Keep it simple. And 2 or 3 servings a week can echo through your heart and your mind. Now crack open a pomegranate. It looks like a treasure chest for a reason. Inside are ruby seeds brimming with antioxidants that heal from the inside out. They supercharge nitric oxide, a messenger that tells blood vessels, relax, open up, let life flow. Picture a stiff garden hose softening under warm water. That's what happens inside your arteries. One study even found a year of daily pomegranate juice thinned artery walls by nearly a third. That's not hype, that's real change. Add the seeds to a salad, toss them into yogurt, or sip the juice straight. Just keep it pure, no added sugar, and let it do the work. Arugula often hides in the shadows of spinach and kale, but this peppery green packs a quiet punch. It's loaded with natural nitrates that your body transforms into nitric oxide, lowering blood pressure in just hours. Add in vitamin K to guide calcium into your bones instead of your arteries, plus folate to sweep away homocysteine, a hidden villain for blood vessels. And you've got a leaf that heals. Toss it fresh with olive oil and lemon, or mix it into a salad for a bite that wakes you up and keeps you strong. Then there's avocado, creamy and rich, the darling of brunch menus. But behind the trend is real power. Its monounsaturated fats lower the bad cholesterol that clogs and boost the good cholesterol that clears. Potassium balances out the salt in your system, helping vessel walls relax and pressure ease. Half an avocado a day on toast, in guacamole, or just plain with a spoon turns indulgence into medicine. Chia seeds prove that size means nothing when it comes to strength. These tiny black pearls are loaded with omega-3s, fiber, and plant power. Inside your system, they act like little sponges, soaking up excess cholesterol before it sticks to artery walls. Drop them in water overnight. Blend them into smoothies. Sprinkle them on yogurt. They swell, they soften, and they fill you with lasting energy while protecting your circulation. And then there's the golden oil of the Mediterranean, extra virgin olive oil. It's not called liquid gold for nothing. Cold-pressed, full of polyphenol. It calms inflammation and guards arteries like a loyal sentinel. The famous Predimed study proved it. People eating a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil had far fewer strokes. Just a tablespoon a day, drizzled over veggies or salad, can turn the tide for your health. Choose bottles marked extra virgin in dark glass. Guard the quality, and it will guard you. Cayenne pepper brings fire, yes, but it also brings healing. Capsaicin, its fiery compound, tells blood vessels to relax, sending fresh oxygen rushing through. It stirs nitric oxide into motion, fights off inflammation, and slows plaque from hardening in place. You don't need much. A pinch on eggs, in soup, or even a smoothie is enough. Start small if spice is new to you, but know this, a little heat can carry a lot of health. And finally, a drink that can wake your mornings with more than caffeine. Warm water infused with lemon, ginger, and turmeric. Lemon floods your system with vitamin C, strengthening vessel walls. Ginger smooths out clotting and inflammation, keeping blood flowing. Turmeric, with its curcumin, stands as a warrior against narrowing arteries and lingering fats. Add a pinch of black pepper, and curcumin's power multiplies 20-fold. Drink it at dawn, and you'll feel your circulation rise with the sun. These 7 foods in one golden drink aren't fads. They're steady, simple, powerful choices. You don't need a radical overhaul. You need small, faithful steps. Each meal, each sip becomes a vote for clearer arteries, sharper thoughts, and a stronger future.